Hey YouTube, welcome to my channel, or welcome back if you're back. If you don't know me, my name is JD Savage. I'm a six-figure affiliate marketer. What I do is I teach people to make money here on YouTube, on my channel, Imperfect Millionaires. All right. So what we're going to be talking about today isn't necessarily a specific affiliate marketing platform or even just affiliate marketing. We're going to be talking about success and we're going to be talking about failure. We're going to be talking about sales in general and the concept of it. Okay. So I'm going to introduce the idea of what is affiliate marketing. If you don't know what it is, it's really simple. You're literally a middleman between a product and a service and consumers. That's it. No fulfillment, no shipping, none of that nonsense that comes along with a lot of other businesses. Your audience is huge. You can work on the internet. I actually have specific courses I've built out here. If you're not familiar with my channel, here, this is high ticket. Here, this is low ticket. Those are courses that people charge 5 and 10 grand for. I charge you absolutely zero. I put them on my channel for free. The platforms cost money, but they don't have to cost a lot. Literally, this one here, you get started for 25 bucks. So there's really no excuse as to why people don't have what they want. And that's what I'm here to talk about today, mainly. So I fielded a question this morning in my Facebook group. And if you're not familiar with that, by the way, I guess I'll mention that it's right up here. Jump up here, join my Facebook group. Obviously, it's a private group, but it is free. There is no charge. And what we work on is how to be successful in affiliate marketing and just in life in general. Okay. This video is going to go in this series here, right here. This is a mindset series. And if you click through, you'll see I've got a ton of information here. But one of the things I want to clear up is let's first of all talk about affiliate marketing. What do people say? That, oh, it's a scam, it's this, it's a pyramid scheme. Look, if you think that, I would encourage you to do something. Educate yourself. That is incorrect. What a pyramid scheme is when there's no product or service and people are just selling a concept or an idea, and you got to sell to this person, sell that person, you infinitely got to sell to a bunch of people, and there's really no product or service, and ultimately it runs out of steam. Okay. Then there's multi-level marketing, which I do not do. It's not that I'm just not a fan of it. Let's put it that way. I'm not opposed to it. I know a lot of people that do it, a lot of people that are very successful with it. The problem I have with affiliate marketing in general is you're building your entire campaign, let's just call it, around a company that may or may not be there in the future, right? I guess not unsimilar to a 9-to-5. That company may or may not be there. I mean, how many people just get their walking papers? They walk in the office, think they're going to work that morning, and then they get sent home and they no longer have a job. See, affiliate marketing isn't that way because what you're building is a skill set. You're not building that skill set around only a company, right? 9-to-5 is that way, and multi-level marketing tends to be that way. I'm not a fan of that. I've seen that too many times. I have so many friends that have built a giant business around a MLM, and the MLM goes away, and all their income, all those years of work, just go down the tubes, right? Not that they don't still maintain a specific skill set, but because they tied they hitched their ponies to just one wagon, it became a problem for them, all right? So that being said, that's why I like affiliate marketing. That's why affiliate marketing is just a rock star. As far as making money online goes, I don't think that there's a better option personally, but that's just my take. Check it out and see what you think. But those are my reasons that I think affiliate marketing is better than obviously a 9-to-5. I just think that sucks in general. And MLM can work. And I just don't recommend only doing that, right? Integrate. If you want to do MLM or you already do MLM and this is upsetting you that I'm saying that, guys, just be aware, right? That MLM can go away. Lots of them have, even ones that people thought there's no way they're going anywhere. They went somewhere, right? So you can definitely do MLM and you can do affiliate marketing. There's nothing stopping you. That's not what I'm saying. I'm not putting down MLMs. I am saying that I have a problem building my entire campaign and everything I do based on just that guru that owns that MLM. Not going to happen. Not for me anyway. And I don't advise you to do it either, right? So I advise you build your own audience. So now what I want to talk about is all of this stuff that I'm talking about. MLMs, affiliate marketing, all of it. It really does boil down to sales, right? Now, lots of people try to say, well, I'm just not a good salesman. Cool, because you don't need to be. You don't need to be at all. And that's not a word trick there. It's really simple. Look, I'm not here to sell you anything. I share with people what I do. And if they like it, cool. If they don't, cool. I'll be straight up with you. The last thing I want is for you to buy into something and jump into one of these platforms. And then I've got to help you. And you don't like it because I've talked you into it. I'm not interested in talking you into it. Period. If it doesn't make sense to you, that's awesome. Roll on and find something else. Because the last thing I want is to talk you into something and then be responsible for your success when you're not committed to doing it. Does that make sense? And I feel like you should treat it the same way. Why would you ever want to talk somebody into something that they're just not interested in? Or talk somebody into something because you think you might get a commission for it? Bad idea. Really, really bad idea. So if you approach it from the angle really simply, look, I build courses out. I give them away for free. That's not a hard sale because guess what? The information I provide, people charge easy 5 and 10 grand for it. I know I could do that. People ask me that all the time. Why don't you charge for your courses? Because I don't have to. That's why. Do I make money when you buy the platforms? 100% yes, I do. I've built massive residual income with just this little one here. And see, this one's high ticket. This one makes me a whole lot of money. But this one here is a residual income, and people can get in at a very affordable rate and start learning everything they need to know. That's what's appealing about it. That's why I put it on my channel. I went and made money with it first, vetted it, and then I put it on my channel. I didn't just put it on my channel. I hope this is making sense to you, because here's what I've learned. I've been a coach and a consultant going on 30 years now. And guess what? Here's the math on all of that. Lots of people, there's a high attrition rate in sales in general, right? Why is that? Because people think they're going to jump in and they're going to make money overnight. And it's just going to be easy and they're not even going to have to try. Now, do they really believe that? I don't think they do. But where does that come from? That comes from all the guru hype and the nonsense and all the BS that's out there that, oh, you can just, it's so easy. Guys, in my opinion, it really is easy. But what you got to do are the things that I lay out for you in the course. Are they hard? No. If you watch it and you think they're hard, go dig a ditch across your yard and come back and tell me that what I'm asking you to do is hard. It's not hard. It just requires focus and tenacity. That's what it requires. So let's talk about it. What causes people to fail and what causes people to succeed? I'm going to share this with you. It's really, really simple. As I said, I've been a sales trainer for a many years, and I've taught a lot of people. Here's what I notice. The top salesmen, here's what they do. They tend to identify a problem and provide a solution and help thousands of people. Thus, they get rewarded, and they deserve to get rewarded. Would you agree? Here's what the people that don't succeed do. They tend to not identify a problem out there. They tend to identify a problem in here or in here. And then what they do is they focus on that problem and they recruit everybody else around that will listen to them to sit around the community coffee pot and chat about their problems. They don't go help anybody. They just focus on their own baggage. Now, why is that? Is that their fault? I wouldn't say fault. I think that's the wrong word. I think what it really boils down to, ultimately, and this isn't to provide excuses for people, but I've seen it so many times, it's just conditioning. That's all it really boils down to. They don't actually believe they can have what they want. Maybe they don't believe they deserve what they want. Nobody in their family's ever done it. Whatever those reasons are, right? You got to get outside of that circle. You got to get outside of that societal narrative, because it sucks. And if you stay in it, you're going to stay in it. Does that make sense? I gave an example earlier of it being likened to a gym membership. Millions of people have gym memberships. The majority don't use them. Does that mean that the gym doesn't work? I don't think it does. My little light went out there for a second. That was weird. Does that mean that the gym doesn't work? No, the gym works, right? All the equipment works, the weights work, all the stuff works. But if they sit on their couch and eat pizza and complain about not being in the physical condition that they want to be in, and they don't take the actions required to get up and move, what's going to happen? Nothing. That's what's going to happen. So many people that I talk to say, well, I tried this and I tried that and I tried this. And my question is always the same. Do you know people that are successful in that business that you failed at? Do you know people that are successful in that business that you failed at? If the answer is yes, then what is your excuse? Well, you didn't take the actions required. And if you did, you didn't take them consistently enough. Clearly, right? And see, that's something else I want to touch on. Oftentimes, when something's new, people feel like they're taking a ton of action because it's new and it's laborsome, because it's a new habit that you're developing, right? But here's the interesting thing. Let's go back to the gym analogy and compare that to affiliate marketing or any type of sales. Bottom line, sales. Let's just say, let's take cold calls, something people are really terrified of, right? So I taught that for a long time. 3 calls mean nothing. 30 calls don't mean much. 300 calls, you're getting warm. 3,000 calls, you're killing it and you have sales. Guaranteed. I don't care how good you are or you're not. You will improve, but you're going to have sales with 3,000 calls. You see, 3 days at the gym? Nah. 3 weeks, you're getting warmer. 3 months, probably doing pretty good. 3 years, you're killing it. Consistently, right? So consistency is the biggest problem that I see. It really is the biggest problem that I see. Because I have people share with me, well, and I have people, successful students now, that tell me, well, I tried before, but it didn't work. Oh, no, it was working back then. It works now and it'll work in the future. What wasn't working was them and their actions. Inconsistent actions produce inconsistent results. You probably didn't come here to be chastised, and that's not the way I mean this. I mean this really simply because I talk to so many people that deserve to have what they want, deserve to have the life that they want, deserve to have the vacations with their kids and the time with their parents and all the things that we want as humans. We can have them. What prevents us from having them are the crappy habits that we've acquired of inaction, of always fading back to the old way that we behave. Does that make sense? So that's why I've been asked, why do you create so many mindset videos? Because here's the thing. Just because you have a gym membership doesn't mean you're going to go. And if you do go, it doesn't mean that you're going to actually exercise and do all the things that you're supposed to do when you get there. Me creating these mindset videos is my effort to push you off that couch and get you to that gym, right? Not literally. I mean, maybe if that's what you want to do. But more to the point, I'm talking about taking the specific actions that I outline in the 3 courses, by the way, again, that I put on my channel. If you follow those actions, you will be successful. Not a doubt in my mind. Why? Because they're proven. I didn't create them. I'm no genius. Not by a long shot. You're probably thinking to yourself, well, yeah, that's clear. No, seriously, I didn't create those. Those were created out of sales history, out of human history. They've been around since the beginning of time. You take the appropriate actions, and you will get the desired result. You take inappropriate actions and you will get a result. See, there's an old saying that says, everybody's self-made, but only the successful want to admit it. Why would that be? Well, because in society, we have a handful of excuses that we provide ourselves to rationalize our inactivity and justify our lack of results. If you're sick of that and you are not willing to tolerate it anymore, I'd love to talk to you. That's what I'm doing here. I help people create change, and I help people create a future that they want, a life that they want, not a life that they feel like they have to settle for because of where they were raised, how positive or negative their family input was, how crappy their social narrative is in the circle of influence around them. Guys, it's all possible to alter that. Whether you work with me in affiliate marketing, you don't, that's not the point of this video. I really don't care. As I mentioned, and I'm dead serious, I'm not here to sell you or convince you of anything other than maybe one thing. To believe in yourself, in your capacity to do what you choose to do. Not what you feel obligated to do, not what other people want you to do, not what you think you should do to be pleasing via a social narrative that's broken anyway. You see what I mean? I'll expand on that a little bit. What do I mean social narrative is broken? I mean, here's how that works. Typically, the way to be, the way to behave, the way you should be, right? Air quotes. I know that's dorky. I don't care. Is handed down from generation to generation. Now, here's the problem with that the majority of the time. A bunch of unhappy people and unfulfilled people take little children and explain to them how things should be based on their narrative, which is unhappy and unfulfilled. We're children, so we absorb that and we go, okay, well, they're an authority. I guess I should listen. At least the majority of us do, right? Would you agree with that? Now, what happens next? Oftentimes, people grow up to be unfulfilled, unsatisfied with their life, feel trapped, feel like they have to accept the narrative they were handed from whomever they were handed it from. And now what? Now you have kids, right? You're going to give them that same crappy, broken ass narrative? I hope not, right? That's what we hope not to do. We always want more for our kids than we had. And that's normal. But if we're not an example of that, it's highly probable what they're going to do is they're going to live in that same broken narrative, generation to generation to generation to generation. I hope this has made sense to you. If you like this kind of content, give me a like on this video. Do me a favor, have a comment. If you think this video sucked, have an opinion. Let me know. Let me know I'm full of crap if that's what you think. Let me know I'm on point if that's what you think. Let me know if you're going to do something about your narrative and your life and you're going to grab the bull by the horns and make the change. You see, that's why the name of my channel is Imperfect Millionaires, because there is no perfect. You see, we're also tricked into that with social narrative, right? What does school teach you? Memorize and regurgitate for the most part. There are exceptions, right? There are exceptions for teachers out there and narrative out there. But for the most part, what are you taught? Don't get things wrong. Memorize, regurgitate, be quiet, keep your head down, follow orders. Does that breed leaders? In your opinion, does that breed leaders? If you're a teacher and you're different than that, I'm not putting you down here to be clear, because there are many teachers throughout my history that have come to me in the public school system, actually, and they were not of the opinion of regurgitate, right? But that is the system, the way it's set up. So again, I ask you, are you going to take the bull by the horns? That's why Imperfect Millionaires is named Imperfect Millionaires. There is no perfect. Action trumps perfection every time. Before I close out this video, I'll give you one example to illustrate what I'm talking about. How many of you watching this have a cell phone? Probably most of you, right? How many of you get a little notice that says your cell phone needs an update? All of you, right? Have one? Right. What does that mean? That means they sold you something that wasn't perfect and you paid a lot of money for it. And they were happy to sell it to you and you were happy to buy it, but it wasn't perfect. What if they waited until everything was perfect? Well, the answer is you wouldn't have one and they wouldn't have a company. Does that make sense? I hope I'm getting through, because that is the magic. The magic happens when you make a decision and you take action and then you take action again and again and again and again and again. And when you're tired of taking action, take a breather, take a break, get a cup of coffee, take a walk, and come back and take more action. Because see, you got to ask yourself, which one means more to you? Do you desire, there goes my little light again, I don't know, I got to get a new one. Do you desire more to take a break and shy away from maybe what scares you a little bit? Or do you desire more to have the results you want? I asked somebody this the other day. Their motivation is their grandchildren, their children, providing them a better life than what they have. So my question is, if you got grandkids, if you got kids, are you willing to go stare them in the face, right in the eyes, and tell them, hey, look, I'd really like you to have a better life. I'd love for you to experience more life and culture than I have. And I have the ability to do that for you. But I'm more afraid of what other people might think of me. I'm more afraid of my own insecurities, and you're just not worth it. Would you do that? Would you look them in the eyes and tell them that? I doubt it. But that's really what's going on. Be honest. That's really what's going on. When you decide that your fears and your insecurities mean more to you than the people you care about, that's the decision you're making. It's a priority. So I'm going to close this video by asking you, which one's the priority? Which one's the priority? I hope you think about that. And I hope you decide that you and your loved ones and the people that you care about and your life and your dreams are worth more than any insecurities or garbage social narrative that you've acquired in your life. And realize it's not your fault. There's those air quotes again, but it will trap you. So it's not your fault, but it is your problem. And if you want to do something about it, I'm behind you. I highly recommend that you do, because life is out here to be enjoyed. I recommend you enjoy it. On that note, I'll see you in the next one, guys. I appreciate you watching. If you like this kind of content, give me a like on this video, subscribe to the channel, and tick the bell icon so you're notified when I release any new content.